Okay, what do we have in the box? We have the steering rack rubber boots with the tie rods. Comes with clips, some instructions to tell you to use the right tool that I don't have, and one for the left, one for the right. So need to remove the undercover so you can get to this end of the boot. Got this, and we'll only need to undo this for the tie rod. So we're going to mark that. Trusty old nail polish. Now we're going to measure the threads. .31. Okay, so we're going to have to take the wheel off so we can get to the nut up here. Get the ball joint off, take this tie rod end off, and then you can slip the boot off that way. We're going to have to put a jack under the car over there to hold it. Okay, so we've got the jack. Somehow fucking caught up. Right. And we've got the wheel off the ground. Okay, so we just got the screw holding the caliper here, and we've got the bolt holding the disc brake here. Got a bit of the weight of the car back on the blocks, and we've still got a bit on the stand, on the jack. Okay, so I just got the socket on there. That nut's loose now. And before we pop that off, we'll undo this one. Okay. There is a bit of a flat spot here. There you get your, yeah. Right. We'll just leave the nut there, and then we can measure from here to the end of the rod. There's another measurement. Now we've got to get the ball joint out. Okay, so just lift the nut on there with it loose, just a little bit down from the end, and then put a brass drift there so you can get up here and get a bit easier whack with the hammer. And just down, and that has popped it. So it's ready to just fall out now. And this should undo. Now we'll measure from here to here, because I know this is just like half a turn. So I'll measure that with the vernier. So 30.3, and we will set that back there so that we know we can get this wheel on pretty close. So this clip's just a squeezy one. So you can probably reuse that clip. Where are you? Yeah, you can probably reuse that clip if we need to. Got new ones, but so this clip is way down in here. So all I did was get the screwdriver and whack the clip right on. Just whack the clip right on that hump. Just whack it right on here, right on this hump, and it just unclips it. I've got new ones. So now, just pull that off. So while we've got it, might just slap a bit of grease in here. We know the mark, we want that to be down the bottom. Everything else looks good. There's no oil, no power steering leaking. There seems to be an O-ring on here. These are a little bit different on the end as well. He's got all these dimples and this one hasn't. These are real basic. They got Mercedes on them. Might have to check that part number out. And this other side looks the same. Not sure whether we should do that up or down. Pointing forward at the top. So they look the same size. This one here, I'm changing it because it's got the split there. So I think that is supposed to point up and forward. So looking on the manual, can't see anything on these ones. But when we get to this one, it does show these dimples in this knobby part. So it's strange that the ones that are on there aren't the same, but it says here B1, 1B I should say, 1B, which is that bit, must be located in the center of the marking, 2 millimeters. For these models here, 203, which is what I have, and then the diaphragm valve 1B must point in the direction of travel for these 2 models, and then 1B must point in the opposite to the direction of travel as shown in schedule on the 204 models. So it sounds like this is a breather diaphragm valve, so maybe when it's compressing it, it allows the air to flow in and out. So my model, it should be on the center line, like what it shows here. And yep, there is an O-ring on the end there, so we'll leave that in as well. So that's on the center line, pointing forward to the car. Leave the clip loose when you put the boot on. I've just reused the old clip down this end. There's no room underneath, and there's no room behind to have this breather nipple. You could possibly have it on top, but it says to put it in the center line on the manual, and that's really the only way to have it, is forward really. Okay, I don't have the proper tools to pinch it, but these nail pinchers are all you really need. So I'm trying to do this one hand. Okay, I'm going to have to put the camera down. Right, it's pretty tight already. It's nice and tight, doesn't want to spin anymore. Yep, feels good. Doesn't want to squeeze up anymore. Alright, let's put the nut and tie rod back on. So the nut we marked, so we know the nut goes back on that way. And then we wanted 30.3. Starting to feel rough there, so it must be pretty close there. That's 35. That's 30.3. That mark is at the bottom. That mark is at the bottom. Put that in the last thread there. 31.4, so that looks perfect to where it was when we started, so that's good. And then the nuts did back up with the paint pretty much the same spot. That one the paint was underneath, so wheel alignment should be good, should be straight back where it was. Right, time to put the wheel back on.